Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Samina Kazwai. I did not prepare a presentation specially for today's session. My presentation was a conference presentation that was done 2 years ago. I think the idea was to talk about, a little bit about some interesting areas of marine sciences. Today we are going to look at how the northwest Indian Ocean is impacted by climate change and whether there are evidences available. There are some co-workers in this presentation with me as well. This is how I have organized my talk. We are going to look at the area, the geographical setting of the area that we are going to focus our research on. We are going to look at what are the indicators, some evidences or scientific evidences that are available that suggest that this is happening or not happening, and then what is the way forward. Obviously, this presentation is not a 7-minute presentation, so I will stop at some point, and then people who are interested in it can come and talk to me or ask me to make another presentation, which is a more detailed presentation. Let's look at our coastline. We have a coastline of about 1,000 kilometers. Pakistan is the cornermost country of the Indian Ocean. We lie in the northwest Indian Ocean, which is known as the LPDC. Our coastline is about 1,000 kilometers. Our EEZ is about 240,000 square kilometers. We have an extended continental shelf, which is extended area of 50,000 kilometers. Our coastline divides into 2 sections. Let me see. This area that you see here is the Murray Ridge, which divides the basin into 2 parts. The Makran region, which is the western side, bordering Iran, and the eastern side, we have the Sindh coast, and this is bordering India. We have the Indus flowing into the Arabian Sea here, and this area that you see here is the Indus Delta. Now, deltas, as you all may be aware of, are areas where the rivers enter the ocean. These are very important ecosystems. And the shelf area that you see here is the broadest. This contributes about 60% of the fisheries of our country. So it is extremely important for us, for Pakistan. If we look at Pakistan, Pakistan is ranked amongst one of the most vulnerable countries in terms of climate change. We are ranked the number 8 in terms of climatic variability. So we are a high-risk country, and some of the evidences that we've been seeing are the recent floods of 2022, where you see that a lot of damages and losses have been experienced by the people of Pakistan. What are the indicators? Now, ocean warming indicators are that we will look at deoxygenation in the or oxygen minimum zone developing in the Arabian Sea, which is very pronounced. We will also see stratification and interruption in the circulation patterns, species shifts, marine heat waves, coral bleaching, rising in the sea levels, increasing storm intensities, and extreme weather patterns, to name a few. The drivers that impact the climate change are the high acidity and the the low oxygen levels in the offshore area. The monsoons and the El Nino impacts. The instability of the glaciers in the north. The glaciers are retreating. The corals and the forests are impacted. The coral reefs are experiencing bleaching impacts, and many more. The ocean indicators suggest that the circulation patterns in the offshore areas are also impacted. Now, the circulation pattern there, it's a very intense setup of circulations. So the main circulation is known as the conveyor belt. Now, the conveyor belt is an ocean phenomena that takes about 1,000 years for one cycle to be completed. And with the heating of the oceans, the slowing down of the conveyor belt is being observed. So when it slows down, that means that it completely alters the physical and chemical conditions in the oceans. And those are drivers for the biological and other processes that are taking place in the ocean. So these are some of the drivers of climatic variabilities, and I'm sure that all of us are experiencing climatic variability, and I will stop here because I run out of time. But those of us who are interested in the topic can come listen to our detailed presentation when we talk about it.
Yes, Dr. Samita, your +5 and point for improvement?
My plus point is that the subject is very pertinent to us. It is very current. I chose a topic that is probably not known to many of the audience. So that is a challenge for me. Because, to set the scene, I have to probably share some basic information as well for people to understand. But it may be a little easy for you to relate to it in terms of the common features of climatic variabilities that we experience, like lots of rain, dry spells, heat waves, etc. So those are things that all of us are experiencing. So you can all relate to that, but obviously we all come from very different backgrounds. So it may become a little challenging for some people to remain engaged in such a presentation.
The audience, what are +5 and point for improvement?
सर मुझे जो बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट लगा वो ये क्योंकि ये मैरीटाइम की कुछ टर्म्स डेल्टा बेल्ट्स ये हमारे लिए न्यू थी तो आपने बहुत अच्छे से उन पॉइंट्स को पहले वो एक्सप्लेन किया ताकि ऑडियंस अंडरस्टैंड कर सके कि जो टर्मिनोलॉजीज आप यूज़ कर रहे हैं असल में वो है क्या. दैट वाज द प्लस पॉइंट जो कि आप अगर मैरीटाइम के बच्चों के सामने होती तो शायद आप इतना एक्सप्लेन नहीं करती कि डेल्टा क्या होता है क्रॉस क्या होता है. तो ये मुझे अच्छा लगा कि